It's best practice before we start every term that we go into our courses and we make sure what's unpublished is needs to be, and we have to do this. We have to be very vigilant with this. So I'm going to go into my blueprint, and I'm going to do it this way for a couple of reasons. I'm working from a blueprint because it's me and a colleague that are both teaching this subject. And second, I can control from the blueprint. And that is very simple. So within the blueprint, and only blueprint access people will be able to see these options because they have the option to actually sync down. They should see when there is something to sync down, include course settings. If I tick that, I am essentially including content that is published and unpublished. Yeah? So I can drive that from the blueprint, and that's really important for us to know as well. Similarly, you treat this like it's your course too. You should still be checking your individual course because sometimes, and the reality is that sometimes the blueprint is not driving the publish and unpublish, and that's just the reality of the digital space. So we have to be vigilant in that. So let me tell you my process for checking. Basically, this is my obvious homepage. I go straight to assignments on the left-hand tab. It is the most important. I'm going to untick my tasks and my assignment. I'm comfortable with that. Done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into modules because I don't like to release everything at once. So I'm not going to. And again, here's my assessment module. I'm going to untick that. I don't need to worry so much about the content in between, like underneath, only if I know I'm going to release it in dribs and drabs, in which case I'm going to control that anyway, so I'm okay with it. So I'm going to untick the whole of that one. I'm going to untick what's underneath. That's an attachment. Sometimes the attachments make us go into them, the actual attached documents, like that, And I'm just going to unpublish it for now. I can also schedule when it becomes available for students if I want to, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm going to take all this out. I might rename this to just be Year 8 welcome slides. Thank you, Mr. Pepler. We'll be sharing those. And we can edit this. Getting to know us. Term 1, Year 8. Thanks, Mr. Pepler. Okay. I'm just going to unpublish this. I'll publish it on Monday when I'm ready, Remembering unpublishing doesn't stop it from, it completely stops it from being visible and seen on the actual courses, in the content modules page, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to take those off, and I'll come in and I'll drive those publishings as I need them, which is the most important. So I'm going to include my course settings, and I'm going to sync that down. Then there's other things that I might want to change, like my multi-tool. Yeah, so multi-tool, and when I say multi-tool, I mean like my assignment dates and my checkpoint dates. And instead of me doing that one assignment at a time, no, I'm going to do that in the most convenient way possible. So I'm going to go into my course details, and I'm going to go into, because I'm in my settings, course details and navigation. Under navigation, I'm going to select the multi-tool, and we have to click on those 3 dots and enable it. Once you do this once, it's done. So I'm going to enable the multi-tool. The students don't see this. I know it doesn't have a little eye next to it, but they don't have access to it. They can't see it. So I select the multi-tool, and then up here, I've got the due date modifier. This shows me, give it a second to load. I'm going to change my default times because when I set new tasks, I want the default time to be end of school. I don't want it to be 3:30 p.m. Yeah. And I want the available time, my default available times, to be at the start of school. So when things are released, or when I create an assignment, you know how it says the default times, I don't want them to be at midnight. I want them to be at reasonable times. These are for quizzes. So show answers. You can release that if you want to as well. And the lock time for assessments should be no later than 4 p.m. for me. I'm trying to look into setting a like overall. Now you don't have to set these if you don't want to. I just like to. It's very convenient. Here's my date for check-in 1. I can quickly change that date. You know, the check-in 1 is no longer in February. It's, you know, this time. And then let's just say, obviously, it must be before the due date, rah, rah, rah. So you can change every single assessment. You can not unpublish and publish, but you can select multiple. And in selecting multiple, you can then assign an overall date. You can show just the unpublished. You can show the ones that have grades next to them, or just the published, which at the moment I don't really have any. All. You can then just show assignments or discussions, just change all the dates on your assignments. Just change the dates on any, I don't have any quizzes or pages. I don't have any release dates for those, but on assignments, you know. And they are active changes. So let's just make one. This is check-in 1, March. Yeah, it will be in March. And it will be in week 3 on the Thursday at the end of the double. That's not going to be the default time. I might not have one. Oh, clear date and time. Whoops. Here we go. And there's my new time, you know. That's my new default time that was set from up there. Really convenient, super useful. Do you have to do it? No. But is it most convenient? Yes, the most convenient. And I feel like it would promote you to use it more because it's so convenient. Thank you. Now, just to recap. Home, make sure your home page and your overall course is published. Assignments, unpublish what doesn't need to be published yet. And of course, modules, unpublish what needs to not be published just yet. Okay. Just to clarify, I'm on the home page. If I click in, I can see that these and none of these are published. Okay.